So, are you stuck with the problem of having to communicate a large amount of information on a daily basis and do it fairly quickly? Yeah, I was in that situation too. And a couple of my clients who are project managers find themselves in that situation. Well, there's a solution. This is GH Glade for Coaching ADD. And I want to tell you about something called SBAR. SBAR is a technique that can really be used to facilitate really prompt and appropriate communication. And it hits all the check boxes for what you need to know. It's a communication model that first started in the military, and then it migrated to the airline industry, and finally, where I came across it, in the healthcare industry. We found that our shift to shift report was bogged down and time consuming. People would kind of wander and get off track. And, after spending 12 hours at the job, at an intensive job, you're ready to go home. And we wouldn't go home for, quarter of the hour, an extra 15, sometimes 20 minutes, because our shift to shift report would just drag on and on. And that was also a crucial time on our unit because that's when we saw a lot of acting out, which, further delayed our being able to finally go home. So this is a technique that really can be used in a variety of settings. And let's talk about S. This part of SPAR determines what's going on. And for when I was active in a hospital setting, it let us know kind of what we needed to do. And we identified those problems and concern, and it provided a brief description of it, but it was enough for what we needed to know. We were able to describe what was going on with the patient and why they were experiencing what was going on. The main goal was to communicate what was happening. And you can see how this can be used in other settings. It is recommended that this part lasts no more than 10 seconds. We'd identify the person, introduce, where they came from, provide information, name, age, sex, reason for why they were there. Last, the patient's status. Are they emergent? Are they going to act out? Are they going to have a heart attack? Then we go on to background. The goal was to identify and provide a diagnosis or a reason for the person's admission to the emergency room. What was their status? What was their history? Had they had a history of similar hospitalizations? The background determines the reason or the context of the situation. This time, we'd have charts available. This may be a time for you to have project folders available. The assessment, this stage really determined, okay, what's the most appropriate course of action? What do we need to do here? It really is what we believed based on the assessment and the finding. Any needless information, we just eliminated. There were no anecdotes about this or that. We just cut to the chase. Now the recommendations, and this is where the flexibility comes in for using in different settings. Recommendations. We gave really precise descriptions of what needed to happen. A person needed, this meds, we needed to keep up on, particular tests and whatnot. But this is a review of possible solutions that can correct the problem, or a roadmap for what needs to be done next in a project management sense. Suggesting ideas to our care team was often a weak point in that shift report. And it was an explicit statement of what was required, how urgent is it, and when does it need to happen. And this preparation, happened before we'd start the SBAR. People would think about, what are we going to say? What do we need to address? The only add-on to this I'd make for project managers is a really firm timeline and a feedback loop for how people are going to check back with you as a project manager to ensure that it's done. But it was an elegant way that cut our shift report and realized we may be talking about 18, 20 people. We'd knock it out in 20 minutes and we'd go home on time. And we were happy campers to leave after a 12-hour day. So if you've liked this presentation, do me a favor, give me a like, share it with friends who can use it. Absolutely. And I'll see you next week, which is Monday. Hey, take care and have a great day.